Hello, it's Stanzione here with a special update and an invitation to my cryptocurrency trading day, which will be one day in London on Friday, the 24th of November in Westminster. Before we get started, the usual disclaimers: anything that I talk about in this presentation, any shares, any cryptocurrencies that I mention are for information purposes only, and you shouldn't buy or sell just based on what I'm going to show you here. All right, of course, probably like you, I'd heard about cryptocurrencies. I've heard about Bitcoin. I've been traveling around the world, especially in the Far East, who have been pretty much ahead actually on things like cryptocurrencies, and I thought, you know what, it's about time I either put up or shut up. So what I did, this is last August, last year, I took $50,000 out of my trading account, and almost as if a test to try. If I lost $50,000, I wasn't going to jump up and down, but at the same time, it's hardly going to break me. So I took $50,000, and just over a year, it was probably from about start of August to the end of August 2017, I ran that up to 1.1 million. And I've cashed out a lot of that now anyway, so I'm back into dollars. So my cryptocurrency trades are actually relatively small as I'm recording this. So just let me repeat that. I took $50,000 in less than 12 months and basically took it into over $1 million. So that's a pretty good return. Anyone that's been with me in financial trade investing over the last 10 years or so, we've had some great penny shares, we've had some great moves, but I say to turn 50 into $1 million, that's pretty impressive. So yes, this is a market that I think you want to be involved in, and it's certainly a market that I'm going to be involved in because I have just scratched the surface. This was testing ideas, this was playing around, and also many of the products that I want to use are not actually available yet. So imagine when I can actually trade the way I want to trade without having one hand tied behind my back. There's a lot more opportunity. Now, I've got to warn you, during my 12-month journey, I came across some terrible, terrible people. Very convincing, by the way. And so if you've heard about, obviously, cryptocurrencies, you've had emails. There's a couple of firms, I'm going to not name them, but I get emails every day because I'm on so many lists. Because when I was researching, I was getting on lists for various publishing companies, and because I wanted to see what they were doing, see what was going on. And they're out-and-out scams. They are out-and-out scams out there. However, if you align yourself with me, you can say whatever you like about me. I have your interest at heart. I would never put you into something that I wouldn't do myself. And also, I always tell you the downside as well. And these are just a few of the cuttings. Just recently, as I filmed this, there was a cryptocurrency in Switzerland, because I've been doing some stuff with Swissquote. This wasn't Swissquote, just to be clear. And the regulators shut it down in Switzerland. And then we've had the SEC with various warnings. And there was an outfit in the UK quite recently doing like a boiler room, bit of a Wolf of Wall Street. Lately, I saw this, and I might have even warned you off it, something called Bitcoin Code. Out-and-out scam run by a binary company. I will guess coming from Israel. Even if they make out they're not from Israel. So, and all those testimonials are fake, by the way, on that video. And if they want to sue me, go ahead and sue me, because I know what the truth is with those companies. But what I'm saying here, I genuinely want to help you make money in these markets, avoid the pitfalls. I'm not trying to sell you worthless information. I'm not trying to give you viruses or pump and dump cryptocurrencies. Now, what you do not need in this industry, you don't need to know anything about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dash, Litecoins, or any other cryptocurrencies. In fact, if you know less, even better, because you'll be you won't have a bias. You do not need to know anything about share trading or options or futures or spread betting, but likely if you're watching this, you probably do know a bit about those markets already, so that will help you a little bit. But I will go through the basics of obviously spread betting and options and futures, because they're some of the products we're going to be using. Now, the nice thing about this business is you don't need a lot of money. In fact, you can start with £1,000. Okay, I started with $50,000, but I could have easily started with $5,000, which is a figure that I think more of you listening to here might be starting with. Bitcoin is currently trading, let's call it $4,000 to make the maths easy, but you don't have to buy one Bitcoin, and also there's lots of other coins as well. You don't need to know anything about computers. Just to be clear, We're not mining Bitcoins. I don't know about programming. I've learned a little bit. You don't need to know what a hard fork is or SegWit or Vitalik Butnick is. And as I say, if you can order a book on Amazon, or you can place a spread bet, or you can send me an email, you know what? You're pretty much qualified. You don't need state-of-the-art computers. As I say, we are not mining coins. Those days have gone. The laptop that I've been using is an old Windows 7 Asus, I think you pronounce it. That's probably worth about 200 quid secondhand if you're lucky. And I've been using my iPad and my phone as well. So just to be clear, we're not talking about having racks of computers. You don't need to be a technology expert. Don't need a lot of free time. 15 minutes a day is plenty, and this market actually trades 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's interesting. What you do need, the ability to follow some simple instructions, the discipline not to get carried away. I will tell you, these markets can be pretty volatile, a lot of gossip, rumors, because it's 24 hours a day, because you've got the whole world at it, and 7 days a week, there's always something happening. But if you can write out that information and follow a proper system, you'll be okay. You'll need some risk capital, a laptop or a smartphone, and obviously looking to attend my day, or if you can't attend the day, do everything by home study. A few examples of trades. Now, a lot of people have heard of Bitcoin, which let's call that the gold. Ethereum, I would probably call the silver. But there are over 850 coins and markets. I think of it like shares. There's the Dow 30 stocks, and then there's also a load of other stocks as well. Some of these are highly risky. Some of them are very questionable. I think some of these coins are actually going to go broke or go to zero. However, there's a load of opportunity here as well. Ethereum, which is one of the markets that I have been trading and continue to trade. As I say, if you think about Bitcoin as gold, Ethereum is probably silver. Now, I first bought this in January 2017 and I paid under $10. The last it's been trading is around 260 to 300. So yeah, the 3,000% return in sort of 8 months. Not bad at all. And as I say, that's just one of the coins. Now, the thing you've got to know about me and why I'm different to everybody else that has been involved or I've come across in the Bitcoin market. Everybody that I've met in the Bitcoin market, or the cryptocurrency market, I should probably call it, they're all bullish. They're all very buy. Yet, I've been around the block. Yeah, I was in the stock market crash. I was in the 97 crash. I was in the financial crisis, and I made money out of those. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, Vince, this is all a load of hype, you know what? That's fine. Keep that attitude, because there are plenty of opportunities to make money on the downside as well. And I've actually made money, shorting Bitcoins and ETH as well. And I think once we get the option market going, there's going to be some great ways to profit from that as well. So just to get this clear, I'm not just saying buy. I do believe this market has got more to go, and the bigger opportunities are probably going to be on the buy side. But we're also going to make money by shorting as well, which is something that I don't hear anyone else talking about. So I'm going to teach you to trade these both ways. And remember, you're talking to the guy who made a lot of money in 2007 from the financial crash by shorting banks. So if this does turn out to be a disaster and it all crashes out, I'm going to make money from it. So, and if you're with me, you're going to make money as well. Now, this is IG, some of you know, and this is just a Bitcoin example. As I say, I haven't been going crazy, especially on the short side. And even to a certain extent, I turned the 50,000 into a million. I still was in a very testing type of mode. So I haven't gone crazy. You probably think £5 a point isn't a huge bet, especially for somebody who's a multimillionaire. But it was more of a case just to try systems, see how they work. And that gives you an example of what a £5 a point bet can do. And that was 4,000 on profit. This is what you can't ignore this. You know what? You might put your head in the sand, and there's a lot of banks and people that are saying, oh, Bitcoin's a fad and all the rest of it. I think they're being, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of HMV or the record industry and record shops saying, oh, downloads won't catch on, or people will still buy CDs and think, yeah, right. See how's that worked out for you? So I do believe there's a big change in the financial system going on. None of us know exactly how it's going to pan out, but this is what I can tell you. The world is certainly changing or commerce is certainly changing in ways that none of us, I think, would have believed. Now, Uber, the world's largest taxi company, owns no vehicles. Facebook, huge media owner, creates no content. Alibaba, and come and look at Amazon. Look at what Amazon is doing to marketplaces, and just recently bought Whole Foods. And there's a lovely quote, and I've quoted it many times, but I really think this goes down well for the whole cryptocurrency market. And I think for the timid, change is frightening; for the comfortable, change is threatening. But the confident, and I believe we should be in that phase. The change is opportunity. This is, to me, one of the best opportunities that I've seen for a long, long time. And this is, what we're seeing. This actually was an article written by The Guardian quite a while back, and it's, Bitcoin offers alternative to conventional state-sanctioned banking. A lot of people are wary, a lot of people are scared of it. Jamie Dimon, I give him respect. He's the CEO of JP Morgan, was coming out calling it a fraud. I think that was a very stupid comment for him to make, especially for somebody who runs a large bank that is very, very questionable in some of its own operations, and also, was bailed out or certainly was helped out by the government. So to call cryptocurrency or Bitcoin a fraud, I then have to question, what do you call the dollar or the euro? Because as we all know, the dollar, euro, and pretty much all fiat paper currencies are pretty much backed by nothing anyway. So, how can you say that the dollar is real and Bitcoin isn't, when Bitcoin actually has some sort of a value, and you actually have to mine it? And as I say, I travel a lot around the world, probably more than a lot of people listening to this. And this is a global phenomenon. So forget about the UK or Europe. When I've been in Indonesia, when I've been in Malaysia, now China's trying to ban certain parts of this, but you know what? I don't think that's going to last. But this is a global business. It's not just, down to the few elites. Now, this is interesting, and it's something that I've talked about in the past, especially in 2007, 2008. $1 million is not what it used to be. Yeah, for somebody who's just made $1 million in 12 months, it's a nice amount of money, but I can hardly say that I'm rich. Okay, maybe if you're living in Indonesia or somewhere like that, possibly you're okay. And the truth is, the purchasing power and paper currencies are becoming worth less and less. And especially, if you follow some of my work, I believe we're going to live longer, which is wonderful, but I think a lot of people are going to have an awful retirement because they're going to have no money, or very little money. So this is another reason why I think you've got to look at the cryptocurrency market, because it's an opportunity to make some serious amounts of money, which you're going to need because, as I say, the dollar is becoming worth less and less. And this is, I think the dollar is still a great currency, but so are all the other paper currencies as well. They're all being devalued. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to turn into Zimbabwe, but already now you see Venezuela is using more and more cryptocurrencies, and this is, from a few years back, starving billionaire. So far, inflation has been very, very low, or allegedly low, in financial markets. However, I've got a question, is how much these currencies, how long can you keep these currencies going? The other thing is, I remember back to the banking system in the US, and I remember spread betting and wondering whether I'm going to get paid. Is that going to come back again? Has the banking system been fixed? And I have to say, I'm not 100% sure it has. And I don't want to be doom and gloom, and that's why having things like cryptocurrencies or having some sort of a backup, it never is a bad idea. So that's another reason why I think you should be looking at some of the cryptocurrencies as well. So what am I doing? I'm putting one day together to get you on the fast track. If you travel first or business class and you go down that nice lane where you can jump the queue and you go through nice and easily and everyone's nice to you, think of it as that. This is the fast track to basically learn about cryptocurrencies, and I can take you from scratch into your first trades very, very quickly. And I've got some special guest speakers. It's just going to be one day. If you've spent a day with me in the past, it's down to earth. You don't have to wear a suit. I'll feed you, and we'll have fun along the way as we go. So it's basically a fast track one day. Sort of things I'm going to talk about is obviously history of the monetary system and why change is inevitable and why all currencies eventually go broke. different ways to buy and sell, how to evaluate a cryptocurrency, how to get a debit card if you want one, how to make monthly income from Bitcoins, talk about the exchanges. I want to talk about ICOs, which I'm going to get involved in more and more in the next year or two. Initial coin offering. So you've heard of an IPO when a company floats. Well, an ICO is like when a company or a coin floats, and I'll tell you what to look for. I'll go through some of the mistakes. We'll talk about cryptocurrency cross rates. So right now, a lot of time, we value into dollars. So BTC, Bitcoin into dollars. Of course, we can also go Bitcoin into ETH. So we're talking about cross trading as well. I'll tell you about a few of the good bloggers that are worth following. There's a couple of good ones on YouTube. There's an awful lot of bad ones, but there are a few decent guys on there as well. Now, excuse my language, but unlike the majority of people in this industry, or people that are trying to sell you Bitcoin seminars or Bitcoin books, they are bullshitters. And I've bought a lot of this stuff as well, because as part of my research, I spent a few thousand on buying books, and I say I'm on every mailing list you can think of. Do this. Go to one of the Bitcoin bullshitters and tell them to send you their last trading statement, or say, oh, can you show me one of your examples? This is my home address. All right, I've clonked it out, but that's my home address. This is the trade I made, and you can see basically I traded one Bitcoin here at $2,300. It's not trying to show you that, oh, it's only $1 or even what price I paid for the Bitcoin. Bitcoins might go all the way down. These have long been sold anyway. It's just to show you that unlike everybody else that I've come across in this industry, I actually do. I've actually done it. Now, I'm also going to do an extra session on small cap shares. Now, we're not talking about buy and hold here. We're not talking about some of the safe strategies. We're talking about very, very risky stocks. We're even going to venture into the over-the-counter market, the OTC market. These are the sort of stocks that can make 100, 200% in 4 or 5 days. And we're talking about biotech, pharmaceuticals, traditional mining stocks, technology. And the reason why I'm going to cap the small caps together with the cryptocurrencies, they sort of sit together. There's a lot of the same techniques that I see in small cap trading we're using in cryptocurrency trading. So this is almost like an extra session, but it's relevant. So I'm also going to be doing a special session on small cap shares as well. Just to be clear, if you're looking for safer investing, buy and hold type of thing, then this event is probably not for you. This is for people that want to make a lot of money with relatively small amounts fairly quickly. So, if you want the sort of longer term type of investing, then that's the Millionaire Trader Program. This is not the Millionaire Trader Program, just to be clear. So sort of stocks we're talking about: DVAX, 250% in 70 days, AVO Pharmaceuticals, which has been up 300% in less than 30. So the sort of stuff we're talking about, buying for $1, sometimes less than $1, punting it out at $2, $3 a few months later, or sometimes even a few days or weeks later. And again, I'm not saying you take your life savings and your pensions and you put it into AVO. I'm talking about a small amount of money. Same again when we deal with some of these coins. I'm talking about putting $500 or what amount you're comfortable within and turning that into $5,000. And then being happy to take the money and move on. This is not, and then, with your $5,000, if you want to go and buy some Philip Morris or Nestle shares, then that's fine. But this is not, buy and hold or safe investing. Now, some of you might say, oh, well, Vince, Bitcoin's already up a zillion percent. I've already missed the boat. But that's what everyone told me in the stock market. When I first started getting bullish, which was 6 years ago, I was bullish before that, but when I came out with this update, you can see the date, September 26th, Dow was 10,500, Dow's 22,000 now. Everybody laughed. You know what's happened. I really believe the big money has not been made in cryptocurrencies yet. So I know it's gone from nothing to 3,000 and Bitcoin. Obviously, there's lots of other coins as well, but we just use Bitcoin as an example. But you know what? There's nothing to stop that doubling again, tripling, or even more. So I've got some special guests coming along as well. And just to be clear, obviously, I've contracted these guests. I know these people as well. Of course, if for any reason they can't attend, then unfortunately they don't attend. I will still obviously give you a great day anyway. Dominic is Money Week commentator, and he is the author of a book called Bitcoin. And he's very knowledgeable on this market. What I also like about Dominic, he's quite funny actually, because he's also a stand-up comedian, but he's a very, very good presenter. He's interviewed me in the past. If you look online, you'll find an interview of me and Dominic, and very engaging, very clear. So very, very nice speaker to have, and very, very knowledgeable on the Bitcoin market. So he's going to do a presentation for us. Tom Lee, who most people wouldn't associate with Bitcoin or cryptos, I've followed Tom Lee's work for years. He used to be at JP Morgan, but they've set up their own firm now called Fundstrat, and it's like an equity research firm. Again, what I like about Tom's a bit like me in that we've got the stock market background, and in fact he still, obviously advises on stocks. However, he's been doing a lot of work on Bitcoin compared to gold, and I think there's a lot going on there. And he's talking about how Bitcoin will be worth 12 to 55,000 a unit in the coming years. That's a hell of an upside. So I've got Tom coming over live. So that's going to be really great, because I've always wanted Tom actually to come to one of my trading days, but never somehow got it together. So I'm really, really happy for him to be coming. My next guest, I will tell you, is an incredible genius, is John McAfee. And he obviously is an industry veteran. He's the guy that sold McAfee software to Intel, a real character, let's say. And he now leads a company called MGTI, which is one of the biggest mining companies, Bitcoin mining companies. And what I like about John is also very, very big into hacking and security and privacy. And we've got him coming as a speaker. It'd be incredible. You might have seen a lot of his clips lately because he's been very big in the media. But he'll be a great and entertaining guest to have. And you certainly want to hear from him. So as I say, I believe the real money has yet to be made. The life-changing money has yet to be made. So think about this almost when I put that update back out in 2011 and the Dow was 10,500. It's then. So for all those people that missed the big stock market move thinking, damn, wish I was with you, Vince. Well, yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'm giving you a second chance because I believe this is the market that's going to see the big moves. Sure, we'll still make great money in the stock market. There's still plenty of opportunities. I am still trading stocks. Don't think for 1 minute that I've put my life savings into cryptocurrencies. I haven't. I've only put a fraction of my money into cryptos. And in fact, I've got my $50,000 back anyway. So whatever I've got left in cryptos is free money anyway. But I still believe we've got a long way to go. And as I say, I think there's going to be money made in areas that we don't even know yet. So very, very interesting. Now, how much to attend this day? And I know if you're watching this, you're probably attending other days in the past. I honestly believe I should be charging £5,000 for this seminar because I've spent a lot of hours researching just the information that I'm giving you here. I'm going to stop you being scammed by a lot of people. So I think 5,000 is the right price for this seminar. However, I know that's a lot of money to come up with. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it for 1,997. And what I'll say is, and obviously I'm not going to do lawyers' agreements, but if you make or when you make $50,000 clear, can I have the balance? I'll leave it to you, to your honesty. So I do want £5,000 for this information. I'll be absolutely straight. I believe it's worth £5,000, but what I'm willing to do is rather than you pay it all up front, just give me the 2,000 now, the 1,997 now. When you've made 50,000, which might be quicker than you think in this market, if you'd like to pay me the 3,000, I would be obviously very grateful for that. And if you want to give it to me in coins, Bitcoins, Ethereum, or whatever, I can give you my wallet details and you can just pay it straight into that. Now, this day I think is going to be very, very interesting because there's a hell of a lot of interest. I think, this seminar is going to fill out very, very quickly. So you might have some friends, family, workmates who may not be interested in normal conventional stock trading, but may have heard of Bitcoins. So what I'm going to do, because I know you're a loyal customer, and I really don't want to do this because this is obviously taking out a full price ticket, but I'll let you bring one guest for half the price. So you're getting one ticket is 1,997 and the second ticket can come at basically 1,000. or 998. All right, so I think that's is an excellent deal. And just to be clear, as I say, I'm going to be showing you some of my latest trades, a company that I'm involved in, which is going to do an ICO. You can also get involved in that. You'll get workbook with the full notes, you get full refreshments, quality buffet, free Wi-Fi, all the video footage. We're going to have that done in HD again. We recently did a seminar in May, and I think that was one of the best filmed of my work, and I'm always very, very critical, but I think the guys nailed it. We're going to use exactly the same team again to do this day, and you'll get access to that online. There's no upsells. Nobody's coming along saying, come to my next seminar, buy this and all the rest of it. Don't bring any money. I don't even want you to buy a cup of tea. So that's it. It's 1997. You either see the value in it or you don't, and if you are serious, just book it, because I believe this is going to go very, very quickly, just because as well the guests that I've got involved, and just because there's just so much interest in it. It's not just my clients. I'm giving you first choice. If you don't want it, fine. You're not going to hear from me. It's not a problem, because somebody else will take your place. And I have only got limited seating in that venue. If you go to cryptocurrencytraderlive.co.uk, you'll be able to obviously see all the details, or if you're also viewing this on the website, you can read more and you can reserve your place from this page. Now, I'm backing everything up with a 12-month guarantee, because I know this. I know the money that I've made, and the potential that's coming up in certainly the next 12 months, especially certainly the next 24 months. And this is what I'll say to you. Look, you come along, follow the information. If you can't make your $2,000 over the next 12 months, then I'll give it back to you. It's as simple as that. There's no hard feelings. You've had the day, keep the information, but at least put the information into practice. Try what I say, and if you can't at least cover the day, then really, I shouldn't have your money. It's as fair as that. Now, I know not everyone can make the 24th of November. You might be abroad. It's a long way to come into London. I get it. You've got to stay overnight, things like that. So we're going to film the whole day. There's going to be a home study course. I'll give you everything, all the information, all the guests, exactly the same price. So if you just want to order the home study course, just put home study on the form. I'll send it to you. Last time we got it turned around in 7 days. Now, I can't say we guarantee we'll do it in 7 days, but I'll do it as quick as we can. So maybe 7 to 10 days after the 24th of November, you'll have everything. So if you want to do the home study course, you can do it. Now, I don't want to be morbid. I'm 48, but I don't know if there's going to be anything like this again in my lifetime. I really don't. So this is what I think, and I don't know what age you are obviously watching this, but let's say you're a similar age to me. I think to waste this opportunity thinking there's going to be another big opportunity like this coming along is a true waste. And I say, I'm holding out my hand. I'm giving you a chance to come along with me. If you don't want to come along, honestly, it's your choice. That's fine. I respect that. But it's pointless coming back to me in a year or two and saying, I could have made 5 million with you. I could have done this and all the rest of it. Because I think this is going to be a case. This is going to be the next 12 to 24 months, I think, is where it's going to become very, very exciting. And then we'll see. But, I'm going to ride this. I'm going to take the opportunity. And unlike most, I'm not greedy. I'll probably get out and, leave it to somebody else. But I really believe the real life-changing money has not been made yet. Now, as I say, it's £2,000. I'm not saying it's nothing, because it is, it's a fair investment. But I believe rather than buy stuff that is nice, but rots or depreciates, I think you're better off spending learning, because I think if you put that 2,000 on the course plus a little bit of stake money, I think you can make that back very, very quickly. Otherwise, I won't be giving you a 12-month money back guarantee. So really, I think it's worth you investing. If you want something that's moving fast, something to be interested in. If you're happy as you are, again, no problem. It's not for everybody. I don't have space for everybody anyway. All right, so that is all I really have to say. If you've got any emails, any questions, if there's anything that's come up, you're not sure, I always answer you back. Vince@finbets.com. If you're thinking of getting into this market, beware. Please don't put your money in with some of these sites, because I assure you they're going to rob you. They're going to take your money off you. And they're very convincing. So, I hope you're going to come with me. But if you don't come with me, please be very, very careful if you want to be involved in this market. As I say, if you want to learn more, reserve your place now. cryptocurrencytraderlive.co.uk. Thank you very much for your attention. And as I say, I hope to see you on Friday, the 24th of November in London. Take care.